before he ended up facing charges.
Posts videos of himself to YouTube.
What up, Brad? Thank you, Jared. What happened?
I got caught on that.
No, don't move me. That's perfect. Get out of here. Oh, what up, Brahs? Oh, it feels good with Brahs. It feels so good. Let me get adjusted, Brahs. Shout out Jared for being fired, but still coming to work. Crazy how that works. I mean, he just pulls up. Jared, can you hear me talk?
No, man.
But not really. I was just curious if you can hear me talking smack or not. Brahs. So listen, I'm supposed to be retired right now. I don't know why y'all pulled me out of my retirement. Okay, it's not even a retirement. It's just a temporary vacation, time off, whatever you want to call it. Vacation. I'm on vacation. But something happened that it just irked me, Brahs. It irked me just a little bit irking, and I can't stand it. I gotta talk about it. I can't stand it. I have to talk about it. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna talk about whatever it is that's irking me, Brahs. Let me just look at the H2 though. Oh, I bet she's fast. I wouldn't know nothing about that anymore. You know what's not fast? Me. So y'all might know some of these goofy TikTokers and Instagrammers and whatever bikers, you know, that don't really be riding, but they be posting whatever silly content they come up with. Some of it being dancing. That's a real popular thing for the girls. And a couple of boys took on to it because that's all they had to offer the world, you know, at the time. And that's fine. You know, if that's all you can do, if you can just dance, that's your passion, that's what you love. Just, you dance your little socks off, brother. I mean, you just go ham. But I'm going to make fun of you. So this particular person that I'm talking about today is Dancing Moto. Congratulations, Dancing Moto. You made it in a crippled Gixxerbrah video. You should not be happy about it. Like the fact that I was so irked by some of this stuff that I've seen that I had to come out here in a wheelchair and get Jared to come out here and wheel me around to just make his video. Anyway, so there's this video that I have that was sent to me. So this is the dancing moto guy. And look at him moving and grooving. You see, Jared, are they watching it? Is it doing the thing? And now that we're done watching that, now we're gonna watch some real content. And I will say, I mean, this is the first content I've seen from this particular young feller that I say, wow, now that's some content. So Jared's gonna play the clip, and then we'll come back. I'll just wait. Or will I wait, or will I interrupt? I can't watch the video. Oh, you know what? I could just watch the video. I'm going to watch the video, Brahs, and then Jared's going to pause it when I tell him to pause it. Jared, are you keeping up with that? Yeah. Yeah. Put that on the ground. All right, hold on, Brahs. I'm scrolling. Where is it? Where is it? All right, here we go. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Stop. I see a couple problems with this, Brahs. First of all, there's a motorcycle fleeing from the police, clearly, right? Secondly, this motorcyclist is not wearing clothes. Thirdly, it's raining. It's raining! So, we're off to a bad start. I don't care what you got going on, you do not need to run from the cops with no gloves and in the rain, and clearly not going that fast because you probably can't because of the rain or because of the bike, whatever the case may be. Now look at him go, Brahs. He's getting it, Brahs. Cops in front of him. He's all like, yeah. And here comes another cop. Yeah. And now this cop. I just paused it, Jared. Now this cop is braking hard, and then there's a white car in front of the cop, and then there's this car. And remember, the GoPro makes everything wide, so these gaps are a lot smaller than they look. Everything is closer than it appears. The GoPro makes things look far, but everything is way closer. So everything is getting pretty close. It looks like he's getting on his brakes, the motorcyclist. So watch him. So right about here, he decided to give up on turning, and he literally let go of the handlebar, which probably saved his hand maybe. But just poor rider skill. Just always, man, it's just weird seeing these guys try to ride these bikes way out of their comfort zone, and then they just can't even do simple things. Like, there's still plenty of road and time to slow down before hitting the white car Like, you didn't have to just clip the side of the squad car. But he clips the side of the squad car. Kublow! Throws him off. Now he's sliding. Look at him go. So he's sliding, and then BAM! The best part. Somehow the squad car didn't notice him, which kind of makes sense. Go sit in the Tahoe and then go on a 2-lane road and then look to your right. You can't see that second lane, so you're not going to be able to see a guy sliding on the ground in that second lane. I'm sure the cop noticed the bike because the bike went up over the curve, so maybe he assumed the rider was also up on the curb, but clearly that wasn't the case. So bam, runs him over. Luckily it centered him and it didn't get him with the tires. I'm sure it still sucked though, but yeah, so he gets runned over, right? And here comes the cop, and then I think the cop grabs him pretty quick and pulls him out. Luckily, the poor guy yanks him out, and then the cop's telling him just be still, which is good. Cop didn't immediately taser him or anything like that, right? So we call that a fine deal. Now I don't want to hear anybody talk about the cop shouldn't have ran him over, blah, 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 blah. The cop probably didn't see him. Like I said, go get in the Tahoe, get in the driver's seat, go on a 2-lane road, look to your right. You're not going to be able to see if there's somebody laying in the road right next to you. And remember, the GoPro makes things seem way further away. The cop looks far away, but he's not. He's really close. So whenever it all happened, the cop probably noticed the bike go up the ditch and just assumed the rider was with the bike. Probably didn't see him. Highly doubt he saw him. Also, I haul some stuff saying that GPS, being Georgia State Patrol, I've already made a whole video talking about how I think Georgia State Patrol in Arkansas pit maneuvering motorcycles and cars at free will, that's just what they do if you run, is ridiculous and causes more problems than it helps. So that's been my stance on that, right? But they can do it. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, shut that down. No, they can, and they will. So if you're going to run in that state, you need to expect them to put themselves in front of you or run their cars into you or anything like that. Get out of here, dog! Jared, get that dang dog out of here! Dang dog wanted to be in the video. So you can't just sit here and pretend that you're in fairy tale land and go cry victim about him running you over. Which, in this case, they didn't even pit him. All they did was get in his way, and then his poor riding skills showed really, really strong, because the guy spends more time, dancing than he does riding, clearly. Which he's young, I mean, gosh, he's not going to be a good rider, but he could be better than that, that's for sure. Because, I mean, like, he gave up. Like, if you're coming up to a squad car, you're going to hit, and you just let go with your left hand, you need to be banking. You need to be tipping the bike hard to avoid the car. But what did he do? He looked at the car, he knew he was going to hit it, he just lets go and just crashes into it. Jared is fighting this dog. This dog does not want to leave. It just wants to stay right there. That's just such a good papa dog. Anyway, and also, I don't hear anybody complain about me being insensitive, laughing at this kid who's in the hospital in critical condition. I was in critical condition for over a week, okay? I guarantee I have more broken bones and have more stuff wrong with me than he did. 100%. So, if anybody can judge him, it's me. And also because he's the bad guy in this story. That's what we're getting at, okay? If you remember, I also have another video, right? We got the Georgia State Patrol, how I don't agree with it, right? But they can do it. So you probably shouldn't run from those guys in the rain because they will pit you. Which, like I said, these guys didn't pit him. They just got in front of him to slow him down, and he's just a poor rider, so he just ran into the car because he just doesn't ride very well. And also, I mean, he doesn't think either. Dancing Moto, dude. Listen, son. You need to stop. Whatever you're doing, whatever your thought process is, you need to just change it. And I don't want to hear anybody say, well, he probably has already. Nah, he's still a dumb kid at the end of the day, and I highly doubt he learned much. Because I've already heard, and I ain't going to say this is just fact or fiction or true or not or whatever. I've already heard that this has happened before, that he did run and did get caught. So this will be a second time offense. And I'm pretty sure it's factual. He can deny it or whatever. I don't know. I heard it from a couple different people. I already heard this. So it's like, okay, you clearly don't learn. You can't ride that good. You already got caught running once. Why the hell do you think you're going to get away in the rain with no gloves on an R7 when the dang Tahoes can go just as fast as your R7? So I don't like the Tahoe and that Ford SUV thing, whatever it's called. They can all go about 130. That's as fast as R7 can go. And in the rain, no, it's just dumb. Like, why did he run anyway? It blows my mind. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, as soon as that video started, I bust out laughing the first time I watched it. I was like, wow, this makes so much sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I laughed and said it makes so much sense, because, like, obviously he's not going to get away. Anyway, I made a video talking about how to run from the cops in GTA 5. Or GTA 6. Not in real life. But if you watch that video, Mr. Dancy with the motos, if you watch that video, you learn that I talk about, like, when it's appropriate and stuff. And I don't even know if I said it in the video, because it should be a given, but you should not run from the cops when it's raining. And you should definitely not run when you're not riding gear or apparel prepared. Like, riding gloves would probably help out your situation a little bit. I'm sure your hands probably feel a little bit scuffed up somewhere along the way that could have been avoided with just some simple gloves. And then you're wearing a t-shirt, which, you know, I ain't gonna say no matter on the riding boots and riding jeans, which is so weird. Like, why would you armor this and then not this or these? I don't get that. So one of those weird things where people ride around with, like, hoodies, big gauntlet gloves and boots, but then no, like, leggings. Girls ride with leggings, or dudes ride with normal pants and then t-shirts. It's like, why are you, like, halfway armored up? I don't get that. Why not? Whatever. Anyway, I don't even know if I said it in that police video, but that this is not the time to run from the cops, guys. In the rain is a horrible time to run, especially from Georgia, because they'll just bump you off your bike. The soon as you try to exit or turn and you got to go slow because wet roads and, you know, blah blah blah, you never know how it's going to go, they're just going to bump into you and knock you over. Like, no way you're getting away. So I don't know if he just really thought he was the bee's knees when it came to running, but with me watching the video, he can't ride at all. The kid has no rider skill whatsoever. Like, he made the simplest mistake and just plowed into a cop car. Like, it is so easy to avoid that, and he just didn't. So, like, I can already tell by that he can't ride, but he can dance. He's a moving and grooving little dude with them pants. But like I said, God bless you, brother. That's the coolest video I've seen you post, you know. Which you didn't post, but you made the mistake of sending it, and everybody sent it to everybody, and now I have it, and now I'm going to make fun of you for it. But hopefully you'll learn something, and hopefully everybody else watching this will learn something. Moving on. Now we get to where I'm angry. Now we get to where this is why I'm, like, talking about it and pissed off. Because he is the bad guy. I said it in If You Run From Cops. You are the bad person in this scenario. You're running from the cops. You're the bad guy. Accept it. Don't try to play victim. If you get caught, don't do this and that. Accept the fact that you are the vigilante. You're the bad guy. You may not be a bad person, but you're being the bad guy, and if you got caught, you got caught. You just, you know, you just take your lick, right? This kid doesn't know how to take his lick. Because I just immediately saw a GoFundMe post, and I'm like, huh, what's a GoFundMe post for? And now we're gonna go look at this picture. GoFundMe post. All right. Dear friends, family, and fellow riders, our brother Dancing Moto, wow, our brother, was involved in a devastating motorcycle accident a few days ago. Stop! Now, bros, did we just watch this footage? I believe we both just watched the footage, right? Did we see a devastating motorcycle accident? Did anybody see that? I didn't see a devastating motorcycle accident. I saw a retard trying to run from the cops in the rain and then crashing himself into a squad car and then getting accidentally ran over by one of the cop cars. That's what I saw. I didn't see, what I experienced, for instance, recently. I don't know if you could tell, recently I was in a motorcycle accident. Shout out my girl, R.I.P. I mean, it looks like it's not good. The frame snapped in the front. Like, if I was to ride at the front, it would fall off. I was in a devastating motor accident because it was an accident. A dude just up and didn't see me, pulled right out in front of me at last second, kablam. That's what a motorcycle accident is, where two individuals not doing anything wrong, one does something slightly wrong, and then bam, I plow it, and bam, it's an accident. He didn't mean to, right? But he did pull out in front of me when he shouldn't have, and that's that, right? Now, Mr. Dancing Moto, you were not involved in a motor accident, brother. You weren't. There was no motorcycle accident. You ran into a squad car while you were running from the police. There was no accident here. There was, I mean, yeah, you probably didn't intentionally hit the squad car, right? But it wasn't an accident that you were running from the cops. If it was an accident, it was going to happen no matter what. I can tell you that. You were never going to get away in the rain at your rider level. You were never going to escape. So, like, oh, and I'd love for you to post saying that you could. Like, that would make this even better. I'd have a whole nother video laughing about that, too. I don't know if he's that arrogant or not. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. We'll find out soon enough, brahs. Anyway, you like this GoPro setup, too, by the way? Everything's broken, so, you know, we just duct tape, baby. See, I can hear my normal sounding voice. I wanted y'all to hear this. Anyway, so you weren't involved in an accident. GoFundMes are for people that were involved in accidents. I was involved in an accident where it was unfair. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing nothing. Nothing. You were out breaking the law, actively running from police, and then now you post up on your page that you're involved in an accident, and please, everybody, give me money for my medical bills. When your thing was avoidable by simply pulling over for the cops. And I say this from example. I've had some police things go on, right? I've had some wrecks go on. Not once have I posted a GoFundMe, because not once have I been able to go, yeah, this makes sense. I'm gonna cry to people for money on the internet because I'm a victim. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be a little sympathy pool, whatever. I want to, like, deal with things on my own, because that's what men do, right? Little boys, I guess, which makes sense, because, I mean, god dang, he is young. So, I guess I can't be, like, too mean on that fact. I guess they get feel otherwise, right? But it irks my skin to just irks my entire being, seeing a devastating motorcycle accident. It's like, no, you were a retard running from the cops, crashed into one of the cop cars, and got ran over. Like, you did it to yourself. You could have pulled over as soon as the cop car hit his lights on you, and nothing would have happened. Like, even if you had warrants and everything else, I don't know, right? So what? You go to jail, you get back out. Handle your business. You wouldn't have ended up hurt, and you wouldn't have been posted up no GoFundMe. And to any of y'all that have gave him money, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you give, like, he did something wrong and you're giving him money for it? You're like, yeah, you did something you shouldn't have done and you got what you deserved, because it's just consequences to actions. Like, if you run from the cops and die running from the cops, it's a consequence to your action, right? If the Gixxerbrah ran from the cops and died running from the cops, it's going to be a consequence of Gixxerbrah's actions. That's life. And in those circumstances, does anybody, or what anybody should, run from the cops, get hurt, and then cry on the internet like, give me money, I wish in an accident. I wish there was an accident. I didn't see all their lights chasing me and trying to stop me from running. I didn't see them. Like, what are you doing? Oh, man. It's not an accident. You weren't involved in an accident. And nobody should be giving you money. Nobody should be giving a flying none. Not at all. You don't deserve it. You're being a bad person. You're being a bad example. You're being bad whatever. And everybody going to... I'm sure there's going to be people saying it's, like, contradictory for me to say this. I admit that it is the wrong thing to do. That is the difference. I accept responsibility for doing wrong actions. Say, hypothetically, I run from the cops to get away. I'm not sitting around going that, yeah, I'm the good guy, I got away, thank goodness. I accept that I should have pulled over, because that's, I was probably breaking the law, and that's why they tried to pull me over, right? I'm not going to live in a fairy tale land where I think it wasn't. But by, in turn, posting a GoFundMe, because you don't want to pay for your own consequences. You did this to yourself. You put yourself in these bad situations, and you want other people to pay for your consequence. Blows my mind. How can anybody look at that and go, oh? Plus, I don't know what your little fan base is on Instagram, being how many followers you have, right? Like, it can't be nothing but a bunch of little girls and a bunch of weird dudes. Like, I don't know. I would never follow somebody that just posts content of him flossing in front of his motorcycle. That's not cool to me, right? I'm old school. I like riding bikes to ride bikes, and I think it's cool to do cool stuff on the bike, right? Because that's the point of riding your motorcycle and being in the motorcycle space. It's never going to be cool to just everybody roll up to a gas station with their bikes and get off and start flossing. It's never going to be cool. You're never going to make it cool, right? But if that's what you like, I said, if that's what you like, just do it. I'm not going to judge you. But I'm just saying now I'm judging him. Okay, I'm just judging him. Just for the video because I don't like him. Because he posted a GoFundMe after doing something wrong and just wants everybody to pay for it. So like instead of just being a man and taking your lick, you're trying to brush it off on other people. Just by example too, once again, I was a victim of a devastating motorcycle accident. I was really messed up. I still am really messed up. Can't walk. I'm in a freaking wheelchair. If I I still wouldn't want to post a GoFundMe. I posted merch. I posted shirts and stickers and key tags. So that somebody, if they want to support me, if they feel like they want to help out the brand or whatever, they can, but they're getting something out of it. They're not going to just get some garbage. They're going to get a nice shirt that I spend a lot of time making nice, and nice quality shirts, not cheap shirts, it's nice shirts. And the stickers are not actually stickers, they're decals. They're really nice. You'll be able to put them on your vehicle or your bike and they'll stay there for a while. You know, it's not going to just wear away and fall off. It's going to be there a while. You get something out of it, right? That's how I like justify. And now Mr. Dancy Moto could I don't know, under no circumstance if I was in his position would I ever post anything about a GoFundMe or even merch or anything. I would just be taking my lick and dealing with it. In fact, I would be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed and I wouldn't post anything about it because that's embarrassing. I tried to run from the cops in the rain with no gloves like couldn't even go fast enough to outrun a Tahoe, and then clipped the cop SUV because I can't ride. That's embarrassing. I would not post that. I wouldn't tell anybody about it. I'd take my lick, deal with my court case, and go on. And that's the moral of the story, Brez. That's all I need to say. I'm sure I've ranted so long, and Jared will have to chop this up a little bit because I'm sure it's way too long. And I'm sorry, Brez. It's not as entertaining as normal. I can't wheelie. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on. There we go. One wheelie. Yeah, I can't really do what I normally do, right? I'm just in a wheelchair, but I couldn't stand not to talk about this, okay? I hate that, Brez. I hate it. I don't want to see none of this crap. I don't want to see I ran from the cops and now I'm a victim. I was in a devastating motorcycle accident. Please give me your money because I deserve it, because I'm so good. I'm such a good person. I was only running from the cops because I just was so good. I needed to get away to go spread my goodness of dancing because I'm so good. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand when you say it like that? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. The kid doesn't want to even accept responsibility for his own financial issues after he goes off and just makes a stupid decision. And he boasted about it. Like, Jared will have some of the screenshots of some of the things he says, and it's like, he's not saying, this was stupid. He's talking like he's a victim. He's posting about how hurt he is and all this and that. And the first thing I saw was the thing about, I was running from Georgia State Patrol and then they knocked me off my bike and ran me over. Is what was his first post said. But then if you watch the video, you can see that he knocked himself off his own bike because the cops slowed down in front of him. He did not slow down, and then he did not try to dodge. He just looked at the fender and just crashed right into it. And then got run over because the cop couldn't see him probably. Because, like I said, get in the Tahoe and try to see to your right. You're not going to be able to see somebody right there beside your vehicle 3-4 feet. You're not going to be able to see it. And yes, it was probably 3-4 feet. Maybe 5 feet. The wide view on the GoPro makes things look super far. Anyway, okay, I'm ranting, and I've already got the point across. Look at this beautiful H2. God dang, it's beautiful. No videos for 2 months, Brez. We're restarting the 2-month thing right now. I'm just kidding. We'll get her done sooner or later. But anyway, I love you. Do not give your money to people like this. Shame them publicly, like I am, because that's not what I want any new riders to see. I don't want any new rider to see that this kid can run from the cops like a retard, get taken out, and then post a GoFundMe, and then a bunch of people say a bunch of encouraging things. That's not the way the world should work. You shouldn't get to make really bad decisions like that, and then everybody just support you and give you money afterwards. That's retarded. GoFundMes are for people that actually get hurt and are actually victims. Not you, Dancing Meadow. You're not a victim. You're just a little boy that doesn't want to take responsibility for his own actions. That's it, Brez. Love y'all. Now I gotta get back in the house. I want to go to bed. I'm so tired. I can't hit the button, Jared. God dang, that was a rant and a half.
Yeah, that was 30 minutes.
I couldn't stop.
His YouTube page continues to post videos of himself speeding